Welcome to Egg Foo. What? First and only podcast about people eating stuff. I'm Mike Lisk.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to another episode of F2. What? Mike, your delivery is getting better every week, bro.
I'm trying.
I appreciate the practice.
Mm-hmm.
It's paying off. So
Trying to go for that high note.
Off, Mike.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
Yeah. Sad news. Sad news today. Sinead O'Connor passed away at 56.
Yep.
Had a troubled life. Great artist. But lots of pain in that life. I didn't know all the details about her.
Yeah.
Her mother was very abusive growing up, so she had it hard from the beginning. She lost a son from suicide last year, and that's probably the worst thing that can happen to a mother. And so, yeah, I guess her suffering's over now. Any
join us next week on Egg Foo What? Thanks for listening, everybody. Now, yeah, I'll say this. People always think I'm crazy. I always liked The Emperor's New Clothes, the song, better than Nothing Compares to You. I'm sorry. I know that makes me wrong.
No, it's everybody's welcome to like what they want to like. So,
I mean, Prince wrote Nothing Compares to You. We can't say Prince is second to anything. I understand this, but I've always loved Emperor's New Clothes, and Nothing Compares to You is fine. It's a brilliant performer. Her singing's amazing.
Yeah,
but so yeah, she had a rough time. I don't want to say certain things. I think her SNL appearance, I think she ended up being right about that. But yeah, sad to see her. Sad to see her go.
Yeah. No, I actually just heard a new detail about the SNL thing.
Ooh,
which I didn't know.
Mike.
I didn't know. I mean, of course, yeah, she ripped up a photo of the Pope. But did you know that photo had personal significance to her?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so this is news to you as well.
News to me.
Yeah, apparently.
I know who picked it up after she tore it up.
Who's that?
So I'll save that for after your mic drop.
Okay. Apparently, she had visited her mother's home and taken there was a photo of the Pope on her mother's wall.
Mm-hmm.
And so that photo is the photo she ripped up. So it also, yeah, it had personal significance to her because of its her mother's connection to it. And I guess she had visited her mother's house after she had passed away, and she had taken that photo from the wall of her mother's bedroom.
Well,
so yeah, so it had a double. She was sort of getting rid of the past with her mother, and also making a statement. So yeah, it had double significance to her.
You want to make that connection. Otherwise, I got to be honest, your breaking news there is a little flat.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting.
She had a picture that her mother had.
Well, it brought her mother into the thing. It wasn't just about the Pope. It was also about her mother.
Was her mother dead?
Her mother was dead when she took the picture from the wall. Yes.
Okay. All right. I've heard David Spade tell the story of after it happened, he popped over and picked up the picture, the pieces. I don't know if he still has, but I think he's mentioned a couple of times on he and Dana Carvey's podcast, which, to be honest, Mike, if we don't kick it up in the second year, they're gonna catch us when it comes to numbers on podcasting. To it then. So.
Well, the numbers are still up. I can attest to that. But yes, we can always bring in more listeners.
I've always loved her duet with Shane McGowan Haunted. Uh, that's a great one.
Yeah. And it's interesting you bring him up because he just spent a month in ICU.
He did?
Yeah, yeah. So his
Hmm.
health is supposedly he's on the upswing, but
Uh-oh.
anyone spending a month in the ICU cannot be good. So we wish him well.
That's two Irish people.
Yeah.
These things happen in threes. Are you trying to warn me something bad might happen to me?
What about me? More
You know,
likely, the more likely scenario.
wait, are you Irish?
There's this. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I understand you're pasty. I can see that.
The gray hair too. That's a
Nobody's not
signifier.
saying you don't look Irish,
Okay.
but
Uh-huh.
hey, if you want to think you'll go before me, you don't have to be bragging about it.
I'm not bragging.
I didn't hear about Shane McGowan. I mean,
Yeah, no,
I don't want to be an asshole and say, surprise, but
but
he's okay now.
supposedly, I see his wife posts about him.
Mhm.
I mean, did you see that picture of him and Bruce Springsteen?
Yeah,
That was an interesting photo. He kind of has that same startled look in every photo you see now. Shane McGowan, that is.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, Bruce too.
I don't know. Shane McGowan has got to be up there with Keith Richards as being, how are they still alive?
But he looks worse than Keith. Like Keith
Oh
just
yeah, he
looks,
does. He does. I mean,
Keith looks
he's
like an 80-year-old.
yeah, he's 65. He's a few years ahead of me.
Shane looks like Keith looks like an 80-year-old. Shane looks, I call him Shane, looks like a dead 80-year-old. I mean, it is, and yeah, he's probably gonna live both of us. So God bless him.
But yeah. Have you ever seen a decent performance by him, or were they all sort of catastrophes?
I've only seen him once, I think, and that was a total disaster. You were
Yeah.
probably there.
Was that
Hey,
the Roseland show?
shit, maybe it wasn't the St. Patrick's Day show.
Oh, okay.
It was somewhere, shit, Irving Plaza, where band comes out. They start out with "Fall from Grace God." They're
Yeah.
cranking. They're having
Yeah.
a great time.
Yeah.
He comes out. They see him, and they're like, "Ah, fuck."
Here
And the
it
level
goes.
goes from here to, and it was, an
Yeah.
hour of him walking around, or
Yeah.
whatever. It was.
Yeah.
It
No,
was
I didn't see him at Irving Plaza. I saw him at a couple Guinness Fla festivals on Randall Island. And yeah, that's pretty much first he makes you wait a long time,
mhm.
and so the crowd is just getting really pumped. And then yeah, it's the biggest anticlimax you can expect.
Well,
Because
plus I was like, the band is surprised. How is the band surprised? Why they were like, oh,
yeah.
what? What he did? What Shane? How are you surprised?
But
It's like
actually,
first time I was over in Ireland, I was with my sister-in-law's cousin. She has cousins over there, and a couple of them are sheep farmers. And we're there, and one night sitting there, and one of them would ask the other, "What's the weather tomorrow?" And then look in the paper, oh, it's gonna be rain. And be like, oh, and I'm like, really? Like, we're in Ireland, you're a sheep farmer, and you're surprised it's rain? Are the Irish? Let me posit this: are the Irish just always surprised? Are they the most surprised people? As some of proud Irish heritage, 100%. My 23andMe came back dipped in green. They were like, "You're the whitest Irish person other than Conan O'Brien we've ever met." And I guess they're just always surprised. Maybe that's their thing. Maybe they use that to get rid of their stereotypes as drunken, always want to get into fights. Maybe they can just lean into we're always surprised.
Something to ponder. No, I saw the Pogues in the late 80s. Actually, it was at Roseland, and it was, it was good. He wasn't a total mess at that point. So I have good memories of that. But then that show on St. Patrick's Day where our friend got thrown out, unbelievably.
Yeah. Well, talk about
who,
surprise.
who
What?
gets thrown out I think it was a Pogue show, wasn't it? It wasn't a Shane McGowan show.
But knowing our friend
Yeah.
was on her birthday,
Uh-huh.
as Irish guys, can we put on our we're surprised faces? Come on now.
It's an all-timer.
Yeah.
But
Classic.
he was actually in a wheelchair for that appearance.
Yeah.
And I think the wheelchair helped. I think that was one of the better later period shows I've seen. He was in good voice. You know, he couldn't fall down. So yeah, had that going for it. So yeah, and I think that's the last time I saw him. So going out on a good note, relatively.
Yeah.
Now, you know, for me, Nothing Compares to You is one of the great covers. Probably, you know, I mean, Prince did do a version, but nowhere it doesn't touch the Sinead O'Connor version. So this got me thinking about the greatest covers of all time.
Okay.
And I went online.
Not counting like 50s and 60s, everybody kind of covered everybody. You mean like definitive, like more
Sort
modern?
of, it was, you know, think artists who has improved upon the original. And I think, you know, Sinead O'Connor qualifies it for, but she apparently didn't make this one list. I found a list online.
But is that an actual cover? Didn't she record it first before he even did?
I think she did, but I guess it's still considered a cover because Prince wrote the song. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I have one in my mind. I'm gonna give that always pops in where the original is an A+, and the cover is an A+, and you can kind of go back and forth of which you like better. Let me hear a couple examples.
Okay.
You have them.
So yeah, I've got a list we can go through. Number 1, Respect. Aretha Franklin. The original was by Otis Redding.
I got to be honest. Now I only heard Otis's maybe 15 years ago. I love Aretha. I love Respect. Once you hear Otis's, boy, I love his version so much. But you like Aretha's, which is probably, you know.
I think they're both great. But yeah, I'm going to give the nod to Aretha Franklin here.
Okay.
So you're saying Otis?
I love his, yeah.
Okay. So we're split there.
So you're wrong. You're 0 for 1. Okay.
You're keeping it right. You're keeping.
I didn't bring my trusty pen.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, okay.
Proud Mary. Ike and Tina Turner.
Definitely better.
Or Creedence Clearwater Revival, the original.
Definitely better. I don't love that song. It's probably my 50th favorite Creedence song anyway. I guess we'll go with Tina's, right?
Yeah, no, I agree with that, you know, on that one. It's not top tier CCR.
Right. It's iconic. It's a good song. It's like,
it's a good song, solid song. I mean, all of these songs are good songs, or you know, you couldn't improve upon it. You know, it's like it's you know, taking crappy songs.
Yeah, that's
All Along the Watchtower, Jimi Hendrix.
Ugh.
Bob Dylan, the original.
So I think by the time I came around in this life, there were so many fucking covers of that song. Plus like Dave, we got battered by Dave Matthews Band's version for 100 years.
You did.
Had one.
This is news to me. I didn't even know till you mentioned it. I did not know. So I'm glad I've escaped that for my life.
I don't think I have any version of All Along the Watchtower I really give a shit about. I'm not a Hendrix guy. Anyway. I don't know if there's been a version of that song I give a shit about. What about yourself?
No, I give it to Jimi Hendrix. I mean, Dylan's version is kind of subdued. You know, Jimi Hendrix just takes it to another level.
His version is definitely the definitive, like the version.
Mhm.
I just can't get. I think, all right, and yeah, there was a period where every band had to do a cover of it, either live or recording. It's just like, oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I think Bob Dylan even said he liked his version better than his own. So
Well, probably he probably had a couple examples of that. Let's be
yeah.
honest.
Next one, "I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston. Dolly Parton did the original. Wrote the song, so she made $1 million.
Yeah.
She made a ton of money on Whitney Houston doing it.
What do you like about her?
I'm going to give it to Whitney Houston. Yeah, she just brings it. The power of the song just it's up a notch. It's a great song. There's no denying that.
I think for most of it, I like Dolly's better, but yeah, by the end, Whitney just powers it to another level. It's undeniable.
Yeah.
Yeah. But up until that point, it's like, okay.
This one, the next one, I'm gonna maybe "Killing Me Softly" with his song by the Fugees. Roberta Flack did the original. I'm gonna give it to Roberta Flack in this situation.
Can I blow your mind here?
Yeah, okay.
I believe over the years, I've picked up on the fact that I could be wrong. I'm not wrong. That was the #1 song in the country when Yours Truly was born.
Oh, okay.
You don't seem as not okay. Well, a little bit of
You're
build
talking
up.
about the Roberta Flack version.
Too much build up.
Roberta Flack version, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not the Fugees. I wasn't born in 1998. Thank you, though.
It was I think I'm pretty sure the #1 song when I was born.
Happy birthday. The 1812 Overture.
The Peppermint Twist.
Oh, Joey D and the Starlighters.
Yeah.
Round and round, up and down.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Down, like round and round and up and down. I said, 1, 2, 3. Ba, 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 ba.
I think that's it. Yeah. I think I looked it up one time.
You say the name of a song, and I'm like a jukebox. You push the button, boom.
The living jukebox.
You know what the best version of "Killing Me Softly" is? Hugh Grant and the kid from About a Boy. That's the best version.
All right. I don't remember that movie that well. I think I did see it.
Crack a book open and learn something, Mike. That's all.
Crack a book? I mean, it's a movie, right?
Crack a movie open and learn something.
Next up, "Hallelujah" by Jeff Buckley. I'm going to give it to the original by Leonard Cohen, of course.
That's an everybody done that song.
Yeah, I think it's possibly on its way to being overplayed.
I think it's already overplayed.
Well,
and I love the song like anybody, but it's overplayed.
I mean, it's not Hotel California overplayed, but it's on its way.
But you'd have to say that Jeff Buckley did grab that song and make it like his. I think to millions of people, that's the version.
Yeah, I don't think people are as familiar with the original. So yeah, I agree. I think Jeff Buckley gets the nod here.
But I remember. I shouldn't say I sat through the Bon Jovi documentary a couple of years ago. I happily watched it. Whatever documentary of him came out, and I don't like his music, but he's always seemed like a pretty nice guy. Bon Jovi. I don't know how much of it's bullshit, but so I'm always like, he builds homes for people. He always seems like a nice guy. But a big thing of that documentary I remember is he'd get upset because the crowd would love when he'd do "Living on a Prayer," but when he'd want to do a quiet version of "Hallelujah," the crowd would like talk through it or take a piss.
Really?
I'm like,
wow, okay.
Come on, buddy. A little self-awareness. Come on. I'm happy you got your billions. Every girl I've ever liked is in love with you. Fine. Come on. A little self-awareness, John.
Did you ever hear his version of the Pogues song?
Again, I don't want to shit on him. I don't want to shit on the guy. Just saying, I can't believe he sat there and went on and on about how his "Hallelujah." I'm like, come on now. Yeah, I'm not loving a lot of these songs as much as I would have thought. Okay.
Next one up is Hurt by Johnny Cash. Original
Yeah,
by 9 Inch Nails. That's a no-brainer.
no brainer.
Johnny Cash.
Which you'd have to be to love the Nine Inch Nails.
Okay, we'll move on. Next one, Me and Bobby McGee by Janis Joplin. Original by Chris Christopherson. Got to give it to Janis Joplin.
That's another one. Like even I've never heard. I don't think I've ever listened to the original, the Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, it hardly gets out there. I don't even know if it was released as a single before Janis Joplin. I mean, I think at that point he was mainly just a songwriter.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Which version did you say was better?
Well, Janis Joplin, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fine with hers being the only version.
This was an odd choice. I didn't know this was even considered like a great cover. I mean, it's fine. The Man Who Sold the World by Nirvana.
Yeah.
Versus David Bowie's original.
Couldn't give less of a shit. Don't care.
All right, I'll give the nod to David Bowie on this one. I don't see why that cover is considered better than the original, but
well, because it's Saint Kurt. Of course, everything he did, you have to genuflect now. The best cover he did, the best thing he ever did, was in the Pines when they did that cover.
Yeah, that was great.
That was that was chilling.
Yeah, I would have given that the nod over Leadbelly, I think is the original.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that was a great cover.
Well, yeah, the next one's another weird one. Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. I didn't know Robert Hazard put out a version of this song. That's
nobody knows that version, and nobody knows who Robert Hazard is. And
well, I remember Robert Hazard because he in the late 70s, maybe 80s, when he was out there. He may still be out there. My apologies to Robert Hazard if he's still out there.
Sorry, Robert. I think he'll be happier that he's still out there. Then
he's probably been living off this song for the rest of his life. But
true.
Yeah. So, but he played at the Stone Pony, and a couple of my friends went to see him. So I missed out. Yeah, I kind of.
What was his big hits? Well, I don't know.
He had something, the Staircase to Life, or is that him?
Stairway to Heaven?
No.
Stairway to Heaven?
I'm moving. He was in the new wave movement. I'm riding on a stairway
to heaven?
No, to life or something.
Sounds stupid.
This is for more research, but if you know the answer, put it in the comments. Help us out. It was a long time ago. We'll continue. Valerie, which I didn't even realize.
The monkey song?
No, it's Valerie by Amy Winehouse, which is a great song. I did not even know it was really a cover of a band called the Zootons.
Don't care.
A Liverpoolian band.
Liverpudlian.
Wouldn't
you love to be a Liverpool band? You just always brag about being the second best band ever out of Liverpool. How great must that be?
Let's move on. Take Me to the River by the Talking Heads versus the original by Al Green. I think I'll take the original here, Al Green, over the Talking Heads.
It's hard for me to like any Talking Head song, much less those dudes thinking, let's take a little Al Green, and I think we can make it better.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, it was a massive hit.
Yeah, it was. I like it. I'm not saying it's terrible, but come on, let's be reasonable here.
We're living in a society. Come on.
This one is escapes me completely. Changes by Charles Bradley, a soul singer. Apparently that was an original by Black Sabbath. So I'm unfamiliar with Charles Bradley, and I'm unfamiliar with Black Sabbath for the most part. I only know a few of their songs. So this one's
a total miss.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let this one slide. But I'll check out I think I'm going to check out the Charles Bradley version anyway.
All right.
Back to the Talking Heads. Whoever wrote this article must have be a Talking Heads fan. This time they're giving the nod to a Talking Heads cover by the staple singers of the song "Slippery People." I don't know. "Slippery People" isn't really up there with.
What is this article?
Well, it's the greatest cover songs of all time.
Is it called "Songs That Nobody's Ever Heard Of" by people that nobody cares about?
Well, I think I've heard both of these
Are you
versions.
going to run into one of my songs on this list?
I think I'll give this the nod to the Talking Heads because it is their original, and I don't know that the staple singers really improved on it. I guess it was just a sort of a novelty for them to cover the Talking Heads. I mean, check out the staple singers. I mean, they're one of my favorites, but I wouldn't put this in their top 10 songs. So I'll move on. "Jolene" by the White Stripes, another Dolly Parton original. This one, the White Stripes version. Care to
No.
opine? No.
Yeah, I'd beat the Dolly version of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dolly version as well. Here's one. This one you'll be able to weigh in on. With a little help from my friends, Joe Cocker versus the Beatles version.
That's tough because he did reinvent it, which is good. And I do associate it with the Wonder Years, which isn't good. Geez. I think as purely by performance, I can't believe I'm saying this. This is going to be the one time Paul McCartney and Ringo check in. What's this egg for what? And they're going to pop in right here in this minute to hear me say, I think I got to go with Joe Cocker. It's an incredible performance.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I love you, Paul and Ringo. I'm sorry.
I'm with you on this one. Yeah, he did a bang up version, and the Beatles is fine.
I mean, that performance was so good and iconic. Belushi did a parody of it or whatever on SNL.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know as far as charting goes.
We're not about the charts, Mike. Obviously, with the shit you've been throwing out there.
But sometimes, the people weigh in, and the people are right.
Got to give it to Joe Cocker on this one.
Next one is another kind of dumb one. Why anybody would think "Satisfaction" by Devo is better than the original. It's just
I wish we were back in Waynesburg for this. I would like to sit around. Remember in 2002, listen to dudes opine that the Devo version is better. Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
As someone who loves shitting on the Stones any chance I get. Come on, guys. Come on.
This one, I'm unfamiliar with the original. Tainted. Well, actually, I think you know what?
Tainted Love?
Tainted Love by Soft Cell versus the original is by Gloria Jones.
It was a Motown song, right?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I let me see.
I think it was a Motown.
Yeah, Motown song. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, Soft Cell they made it their own with their. It's I had that 12-inch single. I kind of liked it at the time, but did not really become a lifelong Soft Cell fan.
Yes. So wait for that follow-up, guys. I've heard the original, but I can't say it's really memorable in any. Like the Soft Cell is definitely the better version.
Yeah. Now here's one. I guess I brought this up before, but I guess maybe it's because people are just tired of the original. Hotel California by the Gypsy Kings.
Who the fuck is covering this piece? Come on. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it. It's a nice break from the original, which is still pummeling people.
Nice break. Why would you submit yourself to that? Why go through that?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm saying if you had to listen to one or the other.
Well, then you're already dead in hell, so nothing matters.
All
Come
right.
on.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Gypsy Kings just for the fact that
Sticking it to the Eagles. Good for you.
it hasn't worn us down yet.
Oh.
Number 20, yeah, we're getting into I mean, Renegades of Funk by Rage Against the Machine, a band I never liked. Just did not like their vibe, their general vibe. The original is by African Bambata, which I have heard, and so I'll give African Bambata the nod on this one. No comment.
Doesn't apply. I have no. Don't care.
Okay. Yeah, here's another one you're not going to care about.
Great.
I can't quit.
Awesome.
I
Any
can't.
sour milk I can drink?
I Can't Quit You, Baby by Led Zeppelin. The original was by Blind Willie Dixon. So
all their songs are basically glorified covers. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, don't care.
But they gave it their own bombast that the original didn't have.
I'm surprised they didn't just give it another title and get the money for it.
Well, they did that and they got caught and they paid some money for that.
That's the joke, Mike.
I know.
That's why you got to come to rehearsal.
I'm explaining. All right, here's one you can weigh in on.
Right.
Oh, and they didn't even put his name in the thing for the original. I just found a typo. I Fought the Law by The Clash versus Bobby Fuller's original.
I'm sorry, not even close. I don't know why. I mean, The Clash it's a nice, solid. Here is a punk rock version of Fought the Law. It's fine. No, it doesn't. And as you know how much I love The Clash.
Right? Yeah, me too.
Does not hold a candle to the original. That, I don't know how to describe it. That rhythm, that acoustic guitar plays throughout, that skips along, it's floating. The guitar in the original just floats. It's amazing. It's awesome. The Clash's version is a version like I would have done. Like, oh, let's just all right, fine. You know. I don't know why that was. It's kind of like a hit for them. And
yeah,
I think
it's weird.
A lot of people, it's their song. It's not even. It doesn't hold a candle to the best cover they did, which was "Police on My Back," equal song, which is an incredible cover of an incredible song by an incredible band that I spend a lot of my time preaching everybody should be listening to. I Fought the Law, a fine cover, but doesn't hold a candle to the original.
I agree.
Thank you.
And I do not have anything to add. You covered it very well. Yeah, The Clash bash it out, and it's fine. But like I said, I think most punk bands can bash it out just as well.
It's like when people talk about rock and roll, The Clash's version rocks, but the original rolls.
Yeah.
And a lot of times rolling is better. So write that down, Mike.
Okay.
That's a t-shirt.
This one is just this is a tough one because a lot of R&B artists covered each other. So yeah, I mean we the first one, you know, both versions were great. Respect. Here's another one, Stand By Me. They're saying Otis Redding's version over the original. Yeah, no. Yeah, Benny King, he's the original.
Come on. I love Otis. I've never heard his version.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, have I heard this? You know, where was this tucked away? I don't even remember it.
Don't care. John Lennon did a version. Don't care.
Yeah.
Benny King, come on.
Here's another no-brainer. Sweet Jane, you know, is covered by how many people?
If you say who I think you're going to say, I'm going to have a beef.
Who do you think I'm going to say?
Cowboy Junkies.
Yeah.
Mother.
No, that's absurd, right? I mean,
when I was 17 years old, let me take you back, Mike.
Okay.
Get your way back. Get your way back.
The way back.
The way back truck. I'd never heard of the Cowboy Junkies, and back then, my disposable income was such that I wouldn't buy an album, a cassette, if I hadn't kind of done a little research,
Right.
heard the song. I'll give you the example of the other one that I didn't. I don't know if I've told that story, but I stumbled upon this Cowboy Junkies, and a big thing, it said incredible cover of Sweet Jane. So I was like, oh. And then I get home, I listened to it, immediately fell asleep. I'm like, this is one of those things. Let's take an incredible song and just slow it down to nothing. Like, does that mean if you slow it down, that means you're really getting the marrow and the juices and the real feeling of it. Like, get the hell out of here. Terrible. But you cannot swing a dead rat around with a string, which I like doing. We know this, perfectly normal, without hitting somebody. Oh, the Cowboy Junkies. Oh my God, have you heard it? Like, yes, I've mumbled my way through ordering a sandwich at Subway too.
Yeah, no, this is an absurd one. The Velvet Underground version is far superior. But here's the thing: you can even find some live versions where they slow it down.
Sure.
So yeah, let's stick with the originals. You can get the faster version, you can get the slower version, whichever, take your pick, you know.
I'll tell you a
Next.
great version of that was, I remember the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame opening in '95, that concert they put on. Remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember it.
And Soul Asylum backed up Lou Reed on Sweet Jane. And you could tell he hadn't bothered to rehearse with them because, you know, it's too good to. And he comes out and they start playing, and Dave Pirner's backups. Go to YouTube and watch it. It was so good. Like, it startles Lou Reed. Like, he's like you get a double take from Lou Reed. He was like, what the? I'm sure it's shocked him.
Oh, yeah.
Though it's possible some people do try. And his backup vocals were off the chart. That's fantastic. That's great. I guess it's not a cover because played and sang it, but amazing.
You were going to say another record that you didn't do enough research on or something?
Oh, sorry. So my 17th birthday. A lot of these, I guess all these two instances happened when I was 17. Dennis Ian of me. My 17th birthday, so I guess I had a little extra cash. Things were good. And I stumbled upon this cassette of the Pixies. I'd never heard of the Pixies.
Okay.
Doolittle.
Doolittle, yeah.
Looking at it. All of a sudden, this kid, I call him a kid, he was probably a little older than me, I was 17, comes walking up to me in the record store and says, hey, do you know this song that goes, and he like mentions the title or whatever. And it was this old Keith Sweat song. The chorus is, can we talk it over in bed?
Okay.
And he just throws, I'm like, no, I'm not even looking at it. I'm like, no, sorry, I don't know it. And he goes, no, he goes, can we talk? And I'm like, And he's getting closer. All of a sudden I realized, now this is Richmond, Virginia. I'm still living in Tappahannock, Virginia. I had never been exposed to anything remotely anything. And he all of a sudden he's pushed it up on me, and he starts going, and then he hits the chorus. Can we talk it over? And all of a sudden I realized, oh my God, this is a gay guy's hitting on me. I was so thrilled. But I turned and I realized, then I realized he was still in his McDonald's uniform. So even 17-year-old me, I was so thrilled to be hit on, but I looked at this, I was like, oh, come on. I could do it. Come on, McDonald's. You want to sweep me off my feet? And you still have your hat with fries on it. I was like, please. But yeah, so that's what I think of. Now that was a great album, Doolittle, but can we talk it over in bed?
I mean, you know, it's an original. Come on, you know.
I mean, God love him. He put it all out
I wonder,
there.
I wonder how many other guys got "Can We Talk It Over in Bed" sung to them.
Just me. What are you talking about?
Just you. No, I have a feeling.
Who?
I have a
Who?
feeling that came
Who else
out
got
a
sung
few
that song?
times before. But if you
Was
want to
it
think,
perfect?
you're the only one who got that a cappella version of "Can We Talk It
In
Over"
a McDonald's uniform.
in a McDonald's. Did
Yeah,
he
I
still
guess
have his hat on?
while I'm on, yes,
He had his hat on.
it wasn't a paper hat. It was a ball cap, but it was McDonald's. He's like, I guess he's like, yeah, I got my 12-minute lunch break. Let me go over and hit on this dude. Plan 9. Plan 9, Richmond, Virginia. Oh, that was glorious.
So you sort of just backed up, and he got the hint. That's how it ended.
Oh, I just said, oh, I think I just was like, hey, sorry, I just really don't know the song. And then he moved on. That was the last. I think that was literally the
Okay,
last
all
time
right.
anybody
Yeah,
hit on me.
yeah,
So
yeah.
fond memory.
Okay.
I'd say it was the last time a gay guy hit on me, but I think just the last time anybody hit on me. But a good memory.
Good memories. Yeah.
Wasn't a connection, but hey, if you're out there, buddy, you're still a memory.
Still my thoughts.
Still my thoughts. Not in my bed where we can talk it over, but
Yeah.
in my thoughts.
Next one is just I'm not familiar with at all, but apparently Lou Rawls did a version of the Donovan song "Season of the Witch."
All right. First of all, did you say Donovan?
Donovan. Do I have to say Donovan?
Donovan.
Donovan.
Hey,
Donovan.
Donovan?
Can you say Donovan? Why not?
Say what you want, bro. I'm just asking.
Donovan.
I heard it right.
Donovan.
Donovan. Speaking of Lou Reed and covers, did you ever hear that story our friend Will Croxton always tells? Will's the guy who loves talking about how good looking Waddy is. Jog your memory. Will's the guy who loves to talk about how Waddy's the best looking man on earth. Apparently, a friend of his was going to a Lou Reed record signing, and he thought it'd be funny if he brought a Lou Rawls record. So Lou would get a kick out of it.
Yeah,
long story short, Lou did not get a kick out of it. Not funny, and he got pissed off. So,
who did that?
I don't think it's anyone you know.
Okay.
But
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you can use his initials if I know him, but
it's like it took like 10 years for Ryan Adams finally to accept it's funny if he plays Summer of '69. Like had Lou Reed never gotten a Lou Rawls joke before that? And then come on. So I don't even know what song we were talking about.
"Season of the Witch."
Oh yeah.
But
Donovan?
Do you like the original?
Not really.
Yeah.
Plus, I hate Donovan because any chance he gets, he wants to tell you that he's responsible for the White Album, and it's like, okay, come on. All right.
I never heard that one.
Oh yeah, the Beatles learned finger picking from him in India. That's how they wrote Dear Prudence and most of the White Album. Okay, Donovan. Let's. All right.
I saw Lou Reed once on the street. I didn't dare acknowledge him, of course, but he was with somebody. Yeah, just the initial vibe though was just leave me alone. I don't even dare approach
You got
me.
it, Lou.
Yeah. No, the Lou Reed vibe was in full effect, even passing him on the street.
It's like when I tried to meet Johnny Ramone. Yeah. Message received, Johnny. Sorry.
Did I ever hear this story?
Yeah, about when they came and played my college.
Oh yeah. Okay. I thought you had a New York story.
No.
They
were broken up by then. So.
Yeah. Next one is just another. These are just sliding into absurdity.
Oh, good. They're getting worse. Awesome.
My Way by Sid Vicious.
I love that version.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I hate. I'm not a fan of. I know Sinatra. I can't listen to crooners. I'm not a crooner. I'm not sitting around listening to Frank Sinatra. I know that's Jersey. I know you have to take a minute to talk to your senator because it's a Jersey thing. I get it. Yeah. I like the Sid Vicious version.
Yeah, no, I like the Sid Vicious version too, but they're two different animals, and
Well, Frank didn't write it either, so
Well, okay, yeah, point taken.
thank you, Mike.
Paul Anka.
Takes a big man. Did Paul
So-
Anka write that?
Yeah, I believe so. So actually, I think I take the Sid Vicious version over a Paul Anka version.
Mhm.
If
What would
that's
that
any.
sound like? I did it my way. Nailed that.
This one is I've never heard the version by the Hold Steady. Atlantic City, another Bruce Springsteen song. Do you know that version?
No,
No.
it's another case of like, leave Atlantic City alone. Although the band had a big hit with it.
The band's version is great.
Like, but you have to have that gravitas to it, to me. Like, if you're the band, okay, you can get away with doing a Nebraska cover, and I'll pay. I'm not shitting on the Hold Steady. Fine band, nice guys. I don't need to hear their version of Atlantic City.
Yeah, I'm gonna swap out the Hold Steady's version, and I'm gonna swap in the band's version.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna give the nod to the band.
That is a great version. That is
It's a great version, and that should have been here instead of the Hold Steady version, which I don't believe I've heard. I guess it was on some sort of tribute album or benefit album.
It's fine. Maybe
yeah.
Craig Finn stops in the middle, talks for 20 minutes.
But yeah,
we there at that show with me and Ope at the what was the album? The really good one, Separation Sunday, the rec release. Somehow we were Ope got us tickets or something, and we're sitting there. And Robert Christgau shows up and like shoves us in the corner. He's like, "I'm Robert Christgau. I need to stand."
Really? Oh wow,
Yeah.
I didn't hear this story.
Ope dumped the butt. No, he didn't. And the show was like, and I really like that album. And it is. Have you seen the Hold Steady?
I saw the Hold Steady. They were touring with the Drive-By Truckers.
Mhm.
So I went to that horrible venue in Manhattan. What's the giant airplane? The terminal, right?
That's
Is
LaGuardia, Mike.
no, the terminal, is that the terminal? What's the name of that place? Terminal 5 or whatever.
5 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
forget where
it's
it
one of the worst venues going. So, but they were swapping who was going on first. So, Drive-By Truckers went on first. So that's who I was there to see. So I hung out. Let's see this Hold Steady. I hung out for a while, but not to the end. I did walk away.
Yeah. I mean, my buddy Dish, you know Dish, obviously.
Yeah.
He was buddies with one of them. Maybe he roomed with one of them for a while. And I met a couple of them. Super nice guys.
Yeah.
I don't want to, and I like some of their songs on that one album. All right, a couple albums. But live, I could not, because he just starts the song, then he's done with the guitar, then he's waving himself, whipping himself around stage. The guitar's like spinning around his body. So I'm just staring. I'm like, is he playing the guitar? Why does he have the guitar? Is he playing it? He would just grab the mic. His guitar is still spinning around his body. And it just yap, 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 yap. And it was very distracting, hard to watch. I don't know.
Yeah, I just felt. I mean, you know, they have devoted fans, and
and
they're pumped up and they're singing along.
Yeah.
But I just never reached that level. Again, I've heard some good stuff by them. Just didn't really get on board completely. And but you know, once I had a few songs and I kind of got the gist that it was just going to be an evening of singing along, I kind of cut out. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I have a group of their songs I love, and like that's enough. I don't, that's fine.
Yeah, we're almost at the end of this list, and I should have cut it. Probably should have cut it shorter.
Jerry's long gone.
But I'm committed.
Jerry, there's no way Jerry's sitting through this.
Jerry is fast forwarding like a devil. Life on Mars.
Fast forward, and then you're like Sabbath. Fast forward. Bobby Fuller. Fast forward, fast
somebody
forward, fast forward.
somebody did a version of Life on Mars. Sue Jorge, Brazilian singer. I'm probably mangling his name. I apologize. I guess this appeared on the soundtrack to The Life Aquatic, a Wes Anderson movie that I did not care for. I think I've only cared for one of his movies, and that was the first one. Then he lost me completely. No,
All right.
but so yeah, I mean, this is a no-brainer. David Bowie's version is, I'm sure, far superior to this cover. Do you have any opinion?
No.
No, no opinion. Okay. Not applicable. Another weird, you know, you're seeing whoever made this list, they like covers of Black Sabbath songs rather than Black Sabbath songs, the originals. So yeah, here's a cover by Bad Plus, who is a jazz band, instrumental band. I think I had this album. I didn't realize. Yeah, I don't remember this cover. So I'm going to give the nod to Black Sabbath for Iron Man. I mean, it's the one song most people know by Black Sabbath. So
I am ironing all my shirts.
Is that what you sing when you iron your shirts?
I don't iron my shirts, Mike.
Did you ever?
No,
No.
I hate ironing.
Yeah, no, ironing is the worst. There was a period I was doing my own ironing. My mother gave me a lesson. She was happy to donate an ironing board, which I am going to leave behind in Bayonne because I do not need it. My final days in Bayonne are this weekend.
Oh,
Yeah, and
really well, Bayonne.
the end of an era. It was a fun time I had in Bayonne, but
How many years are we talking about?
almost 30. I would say 29, 30. Yeah, in
You should
there.
have said 360 months.
So
Wow.
almost half my life.
Yep.
So yeah, Bayonne, I love you, but it's time to move on.
Moving on, Bayonne. It's been great.
Last one, I don't even remember this. Do you remember a Benny and the Jets cover by Biz Markie and the Beastie Boys?
Who gives a shit? I don't like the original.
You don't like the original?
No.
No, all right.
I mean, it's fine. I don't care. Now that we're done with that terrible list,
sorry.
let me do a short run, a quick run. I'm going to pick out 10 Ramones covers. Because I always tell the story about the only reason my mother let me go to my first Ramones show is I made a tape of their covers and told her they were an oldies band. On the first album, they had "Let's Dance," the Chris Montez song. Which version would you say you like better?
You know what? I mean, I'm probably going to go with the original on every one. So I don't.
You hate the Ramones?
No, I love the Ramones, but let's face it, they're bringing something else to it. It's their own thing. I don't think they improved upon the originals.
All right. What about California Sun?
I love the original. The original's phenomenal. I mean, they had good taste in covers. They're not covering funny songs.
I think you're right. They were great at the covers, but they picked such great songs that they're the best example of A+ song, A+ cover. Like their version of "Do You Want to Dance" is incredible. Is it better than the original? I don't know.
Yeah, I like that I mean, they have great taste in covers. All the songs they picked, they're not always, well known. So yeah, they've got really good taste. And I enjoy their covers. But I don't know. Do you think they think they improved upon the originals? I think they're just having fun with covers.
I think they're having fun. Well, I know "Baby I Love You," Phil Spector drove him crazy doing that one 9,000 times, and with the strings. That was a departure. nobody's saying it's better than the original.
Right.
I mean, I like it fine. Subterranean Jungle is interesting in that it has 3 covers. Time Has Come Today, a little bit of soul, which most people know both of those songs.
Yeah.
But I Need Your Love, which is an incredible version of a song that I didn't know was a cover, you know, when I was a kid. But it's a cover by a band called The Boyfriends, who the original's really great, but the Ramones version, that is a example of the Ramones version's better.
Okay, I'm gonna go listen to that. I mean,
Time Has Come Today, they even made a video for. I don't know why.
I like their version of Time Has Come Today.
I do too, but like,
yeah,
with all their great original songs, like, why do they go through the? I mean, back then, you know, these things, it probably cost 150, 200 grand or something to make the video.
Yeah.
But, and then they kind of didn't do as many covers after that, although they had that album of covers, which was fine. Some good stuff on that, but yeah, they're the band that picked the best songs and did really, really good versions of them. But yeah, the originals were so good. But you know what song I always think of as a good example of a modern band that did a cover of a contemporary ish is the Pixies covering the Jesus and Mary Chain's Head On. Great original, great cover version, and it's one of the rare instances that I know and love of, you know, kind of contemporary, you know, they weren't torn together or anything, but they were of the same time, which I don't think is as commonplace as it was back in the, I mean, when the Beatles were putting out the Revolver, they released Eleanor Rigby as a single purely because they knew that immediately 500 people were going to cover it, and they wanted to get theirs, you know, the real thing out in front. What do you think about Head On?
Yeah, I think that's a great song. This is weird. Jesus and Mary Chain was one of those bands that I kind of slept on and then regretted it. Ooh. Because I think I bought Psycho Candy and actually the next one too. I think I bought 2 of their records and it just didn't really connect with me. And then many years later, I bought that greatest hit CD they have. And like every song on there is phenomenal. I'm like, oh my God, how did I miss out on this band? Then I had to do a reappraisal. Then I had to go listen to all the albums again. And I'm like, wow, yeah.
It's a redo, guys.
It's one of those things. I was mistaken at first and had to reassess. And so I guess another one like that is Dinosaur Jr. did a cover of The Cure's Just Like Heaven.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Young Michael. That is a great example of a contemporary modern band doing
right. And I was never like a big Cure fan. And I think, maybe some people were introduced to The Cure via Dinosaur Jr. Maybe, I mean, they have a couple of decent songs, but what's the other one? Pictures of You.
Pictures of You, yeah. I was never a big Cure guy, but that's a great song.
Yeah. No, they had some great songs, and so yeah, interesting. But I think we're ready to move on.
Speaking of covers,
I thought we were.
One of the most covered songs of like my bands I love or whatever, in the mix was, we talked about a couple weeks ago, is Left in the Dark, the Vertebrats.
Right.
And I want you to know I have dutifully reached out to Ken Drasnick, my old email buddy, 20 years ago. But the best I could do, because I can't crack open my Hotmail account that I left in like 2000, is I think I left him a message on their Facebook Messenger page or whatever, so I'll never fucking hear from them. So I'm holding out hope. I'll try again. I would love to get him on the show.
I'm glad you're making the effort.
Left in the Dark, I feel was like Louie for bands of like my generation that I love. Like if you were a guitar band, you were going to play Left in the Dark at some point. Obviously, the Replacements made it a big thing, and we talked about Courtney Love almost putting it on an album. So But I want you to know I'm still on it with that.
Okay, good to hear.
All right.
So this week was chicken and beef Hunan style. And according to my menu, this is a spicy dish. I got into a little debate about spiciness with the when I called it in.
Again?
Well, this one, yeah, it was in red print in the menu. So it indicates that it is a spicy dish, but I wanted to just confirm spiciness, right? So good for the person I spoke to. She's saying, well, do you want it extra spicy?
Ooh.
I said no.
Oh.
I said no. I just want it.
Maybe you are Irish.
I just want to confirm that I like it spicy. So feel free to make it as spicy as you normally do. And it was a good dish, hearty, very hearty dish. I'll probably get another meal or two out of it. Lots of chicken and beef, lots of vegetables. I had broccoli, carrots, celery,
The usual.
mushrooms,
The usual.
pea pods, no, snow peas, which I think
peas.
I've been calling pea pods, which I regret now.
You have. We've always made fun of you for that behind your back.
I've been calling it pea pods rather than snow peas, and I'm gonna have to go back to every video now and re-edit and overdub where I said pea pods instead of snow peas.
The second you learn how to do any of that, you'll do it.
There was watercress in here. There was even, and this was a little. There was some black beans in mine, which when I saw it, I was like, what's that? Because it was a little startling. I thought I may have had a bug in my dish, but it was not. It was a black bean. So very hearty meal. It was spicy. There were flecks of. I could see the flecks of red pepper. Good meal.
This was. I say this every week. The latest in a line of it's the exact same dish. You know who could, who should sponsor us, start pumping some money in here, is Mexico. For years, they've had to take shit about people making jokes about all Mexican food, 300 dishes, it's all the same 4 ingredients. Well, we can throw China under that too, Chinese food. Let's take a little heat off Mexican food. It was the exact same stuff, the same vegetables, whatever, carrots, of course, the 9 tons of broccoli, and some weirdly cut beef. I got beef. I don't think I saw you could do chicken and beef.
Weirdly cut.
How
should beef be cut for a Chinese dish?
I don't know, just like
what do they have to be? Perfect squares, rectangles?
No, they all look like mistakes. Like they were left behind.
Mistakes.
Same goop, same vegetables.
See, I disagree on the goop. Mine. So you're saying you had a heavy sauce.
Heavy sauce.
Mine was not a heavy sauce.
I didn't send you the picture. Oh crap!
No, I didn't get the picture.
I'll send you the picture.
But I didn't have mine wasn't a heavy sauce. It was the lighter sauce that I've gotten in other beef dishes. I mean, we're trying every item on the menu, Greg. I mean,
I think while we're doing it, what I'm saying is while we're doing it, we're exposing the fact that it is kind of the exact same. And it was fine. I didn't mind the beef it did have a little kick to it, but even it wasn't too bad even for me, so it was fine. And it was I ate it. It was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I'll never think of it again. Perfectly fine. Exactly like, I don't know, 35 of our dishes.
Well, I see what you're saying, but it's a business and they have to they can't have changing menus every week,
I'm just saying, let's get the heat off Mexico a little bit, and they can be like, hey, look, you give us shit for our food. Chinese food's the same. Let's take it easy.
Uh-huh.
And in return for our service, maybe the Mexican economy can flow a couple of bucks our way. That's all. A little sponsorship.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. I'd give it I kind of liked a little bit of heat because, like I said, it was enough to get me like, ooh, I'm eating something spicy.
Uh-huh.
Whereas anybody with real, they would laugh at it. I don't know, 6'4", I guess.
6'4". I'll give it
Fine.
about a 7.5.
Yeah.
Again, if you're hungry, you want chicken and beef and some vegetables. Yeah, I mean it was good. It was hearty.
Sounds like you didn't have the goop as much goop as I
No,
had.
it like I said, it was a lighter sauce. I've gotten this sauce in other beef dishes where it's less obnoxious than the heavier gravy.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's preferable. So
Sorry. Can I tell you a good food I just experienced last night?
okay, sure.
For years, well, my number one thing is I love toast.
Okay.
Buttered white toast.
It's a weird
Right.
obsession, but yeah.
Excuse me?
I ain't nothing. I didn't
Yeah,
say
you know
anything.
who else is obsessed with toast? Humans on Earth.
Uh-huh. I'd rather have
I'm
an English
always-
muffin. That's me.
I like English muffins.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm always frustrated because I'm like, I wish I had like an 8-slice toaster. Because once you get going with the toast, you do the 2 slices. By the time you can't get it going, you got to wait. And I've only got the 2-slice toaster. Dawned on me last night. Put 2 slices of bread in each slot.
You lost me at that you have more than 2 slices of toast at one time.
I'll talk slowly. Two slots in the toaster. Instead of putting 1 piece of bread in,
Right.
2.
But
I was like,
aren't the inside slices of the slices not going to be cooked?
Correct.
So you like that?
I was like, well, let's see what happens. And I was like, probably gonna be soft. So I was like, all right, so one side is toasted, the other is not. Buttered the toasted side. This was a revelation. You get
revelation.
Don't laugh at me, Mike. Don't laugh at me.
I'm laughing with the audience who's laughing at you.
Nah, they love it. They're getting it. They're writing notes. 2 slices of toast.
Keep going.
On one side, you get the crunch.
Yeah.
And the other side, which you'd eat soft side down, meets the tongue. It's like a pillow. And the second time, I put a little bit of butter on the soft one, not a lot. Let the butter do the work on the.
So you're telling me you double slather your slices of toast?
No.
Just in this instance?
Don't slather the soft side. Get a little drip of butter, no problem. Put all the butter, put your butter on the crispy side. Like when you fold it, it's like the caramel, like a crispy, super greasy slice of pizza crust. Okay. You get the crispy outside with the butter, and then the soft bread on the inside. It is a miracle. I was so happy. That's all my toast from now on.
This I've tried to get you to do a video, and I think this is going to be your breakthrough TikTok video.
Yes, I'm not lying. I think
put a copyright on it right now. Just say copyright.
I'll let you in on the business
for toast.
I'll let you in on a taste because we're partners here. You've inspired me.
No, this is your revelation.
I believe that after how long have people been making toast?
Yeah, a long time.
Since fire.
Yeah.
I think after several millennia, I have reinvented toast. You get the crispy outside, soft inside. Maybe tonight I will try to put a little butter on the soft part, but that might be too much.
I would put all the butter on the soft side, and you'd have it'd be like a butter sandwich.
I'll try it, but I'm leery of that because that might be too much. And I'm telling you, this is perfect. The melding of the soft and the crispy, the crunchy, and the butter is amazing. Taste-wise, texturally wise, financially, once I trademark this, Mike, I'm not lying. This was if I had a wig, it would have flown off. I
So
reinvented toast last night, and it's amazing. And you need to try it.
I
I'll
don't know
make
if
a
I could.
video.
I don't know if I can fit two slices in one slot of my toaster.
Why not?
Uh,
If it's a regular toast,
without starting a fire. I think
what kind of
this
toaster are you using? Is this in like an
this
outdoors?
well, I think most toasters are for one slice. So
Oh, yeah.
your your reinvention of toast could cause fires.
But most toasters now
Putting it out
are
there.
also made for a bagel option, and those are a
Uh,
little wider.
mhm.
Yeah, mine was just regular, and the toast, the bread was snug, and it's like it was made for it, Mike. I'm not.
I think you need to speak to a lawyer before
Yes,
you go any
a toast,
further.
a toast lawyer.
Yeah, it's
I'm
yes,
telling you,
a specialist.
I kind of want to end this right now to run home and make some of this
Uh-huh.
stuff. It
How
is
many slices? I mean, you eat toast every morning, I take it?
no, I wish I'm too
Uh,
lazy. I wait till the last moment. I got to
uh.
run out to go to work. But
How
I
many
love.
slices of toast though can you have in one sitting?
Well, now that I'm doing two at a time, that changes the game because usually you do, two slices and then you got to wait, and then it's annoying. You kind of give up. And now that I can pop off two sets of two, last night I did 8, which is even for me. I was just so excited. I don't need to be eating eight slices of toast in one
That's a
sitting.
lot of toast, man.
I won't do that again. I was just excited last night.
Uh,
Tonight when I go home, I'm gonna do it. I'll eat the 4 slices of bread total, 2 sets of 2 toast. Mike, I'm not lying. You need to try it. I'll make a video if you need instructions on putting bread into a toaster and sliding the thing down and waiting until it pops up. And then, I'm telling you,
I'm behind on my
crunchy
Greg
butter
experiments.
in the soft belly of, and I think you got to get, like, this was just Wegmans regular, like $1.29 loaf of bread. It wasn't fancy bread.
Thin
Maybe
slice,
this.
thin sliced.
Regular slice.
I think Pepperidge Farm has thin slices. That may be the way to go here.
No, I disagree. I think this. What I'm saying is, I think the classic, like Wonder Bread, like the trashy white bread, whatever grocery store bread, instead of like the rustic artisanal. I think that's the way to go with this.
Uh-huh.
I can't believe how good this was.
Okay.
I reinvented toast.
Well, like I said, I'm behind on my experiments. I do have the Hormel chili and the Cheez-Its. I've been meaning to get to that. I will get to that at some point.
Maybe there will be a video of that in your near future.
Then I'll try. Well, there'll be a photo at least.
I'm telling you, try the toast. I'm begging people, do this
Okay.
toast. It'll change your toast life.
The only bread I keep in the house, because generally I'm not eating sandwiches regularly. So if I buy bread, maybe I'll have something for a sandwich when I get it, and then I'll have a couple sandwiches, and then the bread goes moldy. It's so it's
Once you start making this toast, you'll fly through it.
just gonna be eating toast every day.
But try it with just regular old white bread, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. It's something to ponder. I saw that that Jim Valvano special, the ESPN special.
What was that?
Did you see that? I don't know. It's just, I guess, one of these
Like his cure for cancer thing?
well, no, it was just sort of about building up. I think it may even be called the speech. That was kind of the centerpiece of it. If you don't know, Jim Valvano was a basketball coach, and he was diagnosed with cancer, and he was fighting it. And at that, in the middle of that, he was given an award by ESPN, and he gave a very inspiring speech.
Great speech.
Yeah. You can find it on YouTube. Just look up the speech, Jim Valvano, and I'm pretty sure you'll find it. But I don't know if you remember the one bit in that speech, and I thought maybe we could incorporate it in this show, maybe as sort of a grading system.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Well, that's one of the main messages of the speech. But I'm thinking maybe we could grade our show at the end of our shows. The other famous part of his speech, he talks about how the things you should do every day. Do you remember?
Yes.
Okay.
I was hoping you'd say that. I love that.
Okay. What are the three things? What are the three things you should do every day?
Laugh every day.
Right.
Cry every day. What was the third one?
Think about it.
You should think every day.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
See what I did there?
I remember the laugh, and I think about that from time to time. I'm like, you should laugh and cry every day.
Okay.
I live by that.
Yeah. And think. Don't forget the think part.
Okay.
So maybe at the end of the show,
Yeah.
maybe we can do it right now. Did we laugh? Yeah, I laughed.
Okay.
Did we cry? Yeah, we talked about Sinead O'Connor.
O'Connor.
That was sad. So
the older I get, the more I'm willing to cry a little bit every day.
Yeah,
I think that's good. I think it's good.
And did we think? You thought of a novel way to create toast.
Do you mean I reinvented cooked bread?
And I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking that I don't want to set my house on fire, and so maybe I should be careful about shoving too much toast in the toaster. Not recommended.
What do you turn the toaster on and then sprint away, or do you stand there?
Yeah.
Like if anything happens, pretty sure you'll be able to cover it.
Yeah, I'll be standing there with a fire extinguisher ready.
I don't know
for when. I mean, I have trouble sometimes with the English muffins popping up. So I mean,
are they on fire?
No, they're not on fire, but there's not a lot of room in my toaster. I'm just.
All right. I like this Jimmy V thing that we laughed, we cried, we thought, and I don't think you're a huge college basketball fan. Am I right?
No, but I'll watch the tournament every year. I mean, I do watch that. Yeah.
People try to claim Villanova Georgetown is the biggest upset in tournament history. Mm-hmm. I call bullshit on that. They'd already played Georgetown 3 times. They weren't scared of Georgetown. North Carolina State shouldn't have even been in the tournament. They took down Virginia, Ralph Sampson. That was my team. So I hated them at the time. And they beat a Houston team with Akeem, Clyde Drexler, Benny Anders, Larry Mishaw. This Houston team is easily the greatest team never to win a title. They should have won a couple.
Throw out the year for listeners who may not be familiar.
I'm sorry, 1983.
1983. So we're going back.
NC State had no business being on the same planet as this Houston team, which had just beaten the Louisville team that also would have crushed NC State. That to me is the biggest tournament upset. I mean, from my watching, I mean, you want to say Virginia, MSNBC, whatever. Nowadays, it's not as big a deal because all these teams are a little closer together. But back then, there was more of a disparity. That to me, Jimmy V's 83 team, the single greatest tournament upset of all time, probably won't be topped because now teams are a little more evenly matched throughout. I don't want to hear any more people talking about Villanova, Georgetown. It's NC State, Jimmy V. That's all I want to say about that. But I like this new thing you got there. Laugh and cry and think.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll try and do
he
that.
Was funny. He was funny. I love Jimmy.
Yeah. Good guy. I wasn't. 1983. I was still in college, so I wasn't really. I wasn't following college basketball so much then. But you threw out a few names, so I'm definitely familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I want to start a new segment. And I've seen some tweets that you've gone or even written some blogs about. I had a couple incidents this weekend. I'm going to call this segment "To Quip or Not to Quip."
Ooh.
And you posted about when you wanted to sort of make a joke and you sort of resist.
Oh yeah.
Because the ramifications. I guess it's called being self-conscious about your humor.
Yeah, well, some things you just I'm at the point. Some things I just don't even want to put out in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
obviously nobody cares. Nobody's going to read it, but make some snide comment. Some things I'm like, I don't even want to put it out there.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I love that series I do where I type it and screen grab it, but I don't post it.
But so I had some real life incidents where I went to my last haircut in Bayonne. I had a young guy, his name was Roman, really good barber. But I had to do something very tricky to get to Roman. I had to move away from his father because his father was my original barber.
That
Same
was a
shop.
Seinfeld episode, remember?
Yeah, in the same shop, So I just happened to call to get for a haircut on a day his father wasn't there, and then I got him, and I just said, "Wow, okay, I like him better." And I had to do this very difficult move of just then start calling and asking for the son rather than the father.
You couldn't just ride it out until you knew you were leaving Bayonne. You couldn't have just
No, this was years ago. I made the change.
Okay.
I made the change years ago.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But I thought we had moved on, right? I mean, it wasn't like I've gotten dirty looks from his father when I go to see his son,
Mhm.
But I thought we moved on. So, I was telling him, I'm going to miss him, that he always did such a great job.
Obviously.
And then he brings it up. He brings up this fact that, yeah, well, my father used to be a barber. And so it's like, has it been a sore point all this time? I felt bad, I'm just kind
You
of
have that memorable. I mean, you were what, 11 when your hair turned white, so you are memorable for barbers.
But so yeah, I felt bad when he brought that up. But before I got in the chair, there was a young kid getting a very, I mean, he was young. I'm saying he looked like he was about 10, so he's a young kid, and he's getting this hairdo, which is like, to me, it was like a bold statement. He had the shade, the sides and the back of his head was like pretty much shaved. And then he just had like this hairdo, and they weren't the spikes. Kids were into the spiky hairdos, He had like curly hair. So he had like just this pompadour, like a good maybe almost 2 inches of pompadour right on top. And it reminded me, have you ever seen Eraserhead?
I don't watch different movies, Mike. Sorry.
The David Lynch movie. Well, the main character in Eraserhead has a very unique hairdo, similar to what this kid was getting. So I'm just sitting there like contemplating, should I make the remark that this kid's getting an Eraserhead hairdo? Which, I weighed it. I'm thinking, man, this would be a good quip, but nobody's going to get it, and so and then I could traumatize the kid. I could either traumatize the kid who's, he's, Eraserhead. Why did he call me Eraserhead, And then he's going to be mad, and then he's going to Google Eraserhead, find out it's a movie. But then maybe he thinks it's a cool movie, and then he's cool with it. It could have gone either way.
Or because we're living, this is real life, he would have just not given a shit.
Yeah, well, I don't know. When I was that age, haircuts were kind of important, and I remember, I had long hair. I was in the 70s, so everybody had long hairs. I think I may have discussed this before. And so I had long hair in 7th and 8th grade.
You described it, if I recall, as flowing.
Yeah, I had quite long hair in 7th and 8th grade, and then my mother just had enough, and she took me to this barber, and without my consent, just had him chop it all off. I mean, she was paying, so
that's why she gave you that. That's why she gave you those ironing lessons. She felt guilty.
She gets to make the call. She's paying. So then I had to face the ridicule at school, being called Greg Brady. In fact, I was called Greg Brady. So, but
and you find out years later he was hooking up with Florence Henderson.
Yeah,
and you're like, yeah, get damn right, I'm Greg Brady.
So so I did not make the Eraserhead joke. I did restrain myself. But then I found myself in the this pizza place. I got the upside down pizza I talked about before. I went over there for a couple slices on Sunday. And I go in and the place is like the music is pumping. I'm like, what's going on here? It was so loud. I thought there was a band. They had a back room. I had to go look in the back room to see if there was a band because
What's going on in here? What's
the music
going
was
on?
the music was so loud. I'm like, what's happening here? It's a Sunday afternoon. But it was just no, they just had the radio way up in the kitchen. And then this woman came in and yeah, a very attractive woman. And of course, the pizza guy just immediately starts throwing out lines, and he goes, "Oh, you smell nice."
He's good.
You've used that line before?
If I were you, I'd have been intimidated. I would have backed away. You sir, have won this one.
No, I couldn't resist this quip. Do you know what my quip would be in that circumstance?
No.
I said, "How do you know it isn't me?"
All right.
Good. I got a smile.
That's good.
It's a good one, right?
What'd he say?
Well,
Or did she turn to you and say, "You know what? I am in love with you"?
no, he seemed kind of put off, and
What?
yeah. Well, he did the the usual, "Oh, you're not my type" or something,
Did you start singing, "Can we talk it over in bed"?
No, I did not. But
I do like that whole like and I think I'm getting softer and mellower because before when I'd see something I'd like on Twitter or whatever, I'd be like, "Oh, that's nice." But I'd be like, I don't want to like it. Nobody's gonna care if I like it, or it's not my place to like something or something. But now I'm like, I give it a little boop, sends it out in the universe, a little good feeling. Some strangers like, "Oh, I don't know, my kid won the pie eating contest." I don't know. I give it a little like, send it out in the universe, a little good feeling. And I kind of don't want to do that with the horrible thoughts I think of about most of these things. So I like to do the old, just screen grab it, don't post it.
Yeah.
So to quip or not to quip?
To quip or not?
I think your quip there was perfectly valid. It wasn't mean. It wasn't.
No.
It was kind of funny and friendly, and
I want to be more. I'm generally a reserved person until you know me, but
I'm still trying to break down that wall, Mike.
I want to start being like the senior citizen who doesn't give a shit.
That's the dream. I just want to get old enough
and just make just throw these lines out there and see people's reactions.
Yeah, I just want to be old enough I can say the horrible shit and people are like, what are you gonna do?
And I'm sure, like I said, I didn't get much of a response with the how it could have been me, but I felt good about myself leaving there. I was like, I'm sure they think I'm an idiot now, but
I don't even think that. I think it's a nice, fun line you'd say to someone, and then
yeah.
I mean, it's not going to make you collapse, dying of laughter, but it's funny.
No,
he should have probably been a little more prepared.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're the pizza guy, you think you'd have a little more, But yeah. I like it. To quip or not to quip. A lot of good new stuff you're breaking out here, Mike.
Good stuff. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, you're not reinventing bread.
No,
like one of us,
like you are.
But I like it. Boy, the Jimmy V stuff. Now this almost makes up for those 7 hours of terrible coverage you made us walk through.
Was it 7 hours?
I
thought it only felt like 7 hours.
Jerry went to bed and woke up in that time. Jerry, it's a new day. It's Friday, Jerry.
Well, thinking of Jerry, fast forwarding. Did you get a fortune cookie?
Nope.
I did not hit the Powerball over the weekend.
Yeah.
Did anybody get the Mega Millions?
I think somebody in California did, right? And so,
Well, for the Powerball, yeah.
Yeah.
But then I heard the Mega Millions was up.
I only play Powerball, Mike.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I need to win one of those things. The best one for me would be one of those things where it's like 5,000 a week for life.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I can't blow it even if I wanted to. I feel like I'd be one of the statistics. He had 184 billion dollars and then lost it on Wednesday. Like I'd be one of those people.
The
Give me
timing for
$5,000 a week. It comes. That'd be my speed.
the timing for this fortune, and I'll hold it up because people probably won't believe me.
Or won't be able to read it. Hold on. Can't read it. It's fuzzy.
Back it up.
Well, your hand is shaking. No, I'm joking. Mike, I told you about drinking before the show.
Turn on the charm. You'll be glad you did.
Did somebody write that for you?
I guess they,
Not a fortune?
What? Well, yeah, it's advice. Yeah, it's not fortune, it's advice.
That's the Mike Lisk manual of talking to ladies.
Well, or to quip
Quips
more,
edition.
to more quips. They're saying keep going with the quips.
Now, unlike what you did, usually what I say is offensive. Not offensive, but mean.
Uh-huh.
I don't send it. Yours wasn't mean, so you should feel good about it.
Do you like to address strangers in public? I mean, you've sort of made a case that you don't do that.
I don't have any updates on it.
No.
No runnings.
No updates.
No running. Yeah. Oh, believe me, you'd have heard about it.
No more run-ins on a train platform or the bus or.
We've been here for almost 2 hours. I would have brought it up first minute. Yeah.
Okay.
Trust me.
All right. I want to thank.
If you're worried about me holding back on those, believe me, I'm not.
All right. I want to thank everybody for listening and hit that like button and the subscribe button. And I'll start putting the link for the if you want to support the show.
Did you want to talk about the Barbie movie or Oppenheimer?
Well, yeah, I haven't seen either of those movies. I noticed you're pro Barbie today with the shirt. Is that the message you're sending?
No, that's just happenstance. I am pro Barbie. I find myself defending the Barbie movie because all of a sudden, I listen to the dudes and it's typical, and they're like, "Oh, my kid wants to go see Barbie," and at first it's like it's just something dudes do. Like, oh, I don't want my kid. I wanted him, wrestling trees in the backyard or whatever. But it occurred to me, and I think I posted this. It's not as if the same guys who are like, oh, no, Barbie, oh, you can't be a tough guy and watch Barbie. I'm like, are the same people who have been gobbling up every dumb superhero movie that's come down the pipe the last 20 years. I'm like, to me, there's no difference between Iron Man and Barbie. Would you agree?
There's they both have tie-ins to toys. So they're not they're just upfront about how commercial they are. They're, I'm sure Barbie is going to sell a lot of toys.
Yeah.
So
but don't act like you're John Wayne. You're out there wrestling cattle, steer, too good for the Barbie movie when you're sitting there watching Deadpool or whatever and wearing the jerseys, putting on the outfits to go see Spider-Man or whatever. Come on now. Oppenheimer I want to see, but I'm holding out to see it in IMAX. But every time I check, every theater around here with it on IMAX is packed. So
yeah, I keep hearing people talking about seeing this on the IMAX. And
that was just me, Mike.
No, I've heard other people. And the thing is, what you want to see it on the IMAX? I'm guessing for the big blast, right?
I guess. I mean, I'm sure it's great on a regular screen
because the rest of the movie is going to be people talking. I'm thinking.
I agree. I'll probably give it a couple more days, and then like this weekend, I'll have given up. I'll see it on a regular screen because I'm sure it's still just as just I've never, other than a few like nature things, documentaries. I don't think I've ever seen a regular movie on IMAX anyway. I'm sure it's fine without it. I'm gonna hold out a little longer.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I'm not gonna go see the Barbie movie. I have no interest, but don't act like it's any different than any of these other movies they're putting out. So that's all.
Yeah, I don't see it as the, uh, being a tough guy. To me, it's just like, yeah, can we have movies where the movies aren't just commercials for
Well,
other crap to buy? It's like,
well, that's the shame of this. Like on one hand, but they're already lining up like 8 sequels. So I'm pretty sure Barbie's just going to become another line of like they put out another one every other year or whatever.
so now,
Fine, just
so
more
yeah,
movies I won't see.
so the hype, is part of it, and it's just that's kind of annoying. I mean, I almost made it out of this life without knowing what Barbie's full name is. I now know what Barbie's full name is. Do you?
Barbara Van Wellington the eighth.
That's a good guess. That was a good guess. The doll came out in 1959, so it's a little older than I am. But her full name is Barbara Millicent Roberts.
Classy.
Did you know that Ken had a full name?
I know he doesn't have genitals. Is it
Well,
Kenneth Van Hoosling?
well, Ken came out
I'll
2 years
say.
later. Actually, Ken is as old as I am.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, no need for that, Mike. Come on. Don't cast aspersions. Don't be mean.
So,
I thought
so
you weren't
yeah.
gonna be.
So the lack of genitals is, sort of meaningless at that point. It's like,
True. True.
so his name is Ken Sean Carson.
So it's not even short for Kenneth?
Well, yeah, I think it is Kenneth. Yeah, maybe I didn't write the full, but
Yeah, Kenneth Scott, what?
Kenneth Sean Carson.
Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I
So,
don't know. I don't know how these two movies got wrapped up with each other.
well, it's just because they were being released on the same day. That's all it comes down to.
That never happened anymore. Like,
Well, no, they talked about other big days, and yeah, it's like, who really thinks about box office receipts? I never think about movies that way, but now, like, it's a competition now. Who can make the most money in a weekend, opening weekend, and so on. If
I know
that's
part of it is people are shocked they even put out a movie that wasn't, a comic book or Lord of the Rings, whatever. At least the Oppenheimer movie.
come on, Lord of the Rings are over with. Don't get, I mean, yeah,
But whatever,
they
like
yeah,
these franchises that are
yeah,
just
yeah.
endless and ugh.
Uh-huh.
So I'm hoping it does well enough that it's like people are like, hey, maybe we can put out a movie once every 10 years that's
Mhm.
not Spider-Man or whatever.
Well, I'm
But
just worried that this is going to cause more product inspired movies, right? I mean, we
sure.
had a GI Joe, right? I think there was a GI Joe movie. I'm not familiar with popular dolls these days. I mean, I'm sure there would do what there was a Raggedy Ann
Yeah, you go for
cartoon.
the unpopular, you go for the alternative dolls,
I
the
don't even
indie
know what
dolls.
I don't know what the current. Well, Barbie's not current, but yeah. Any other old time dolls out there? Um, yeah.
Cats Kids, can we come back, make one of those movies?
I don't
I'm
know.
reinventing the way people eat bread, Mike. I can't focus on a movie right now.
Yeah, I don't want to overload you, so
That's fair.
let's let's cut it short right now. So I just want to thank everybody for listening. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and we appreciate you tuning in every week.
That's right. Whatever Mike said, do the like, subscribe, whatnot, and thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next week. Oh, don't forget, we've had a couple. We didn't get to it today. We're getting it together. We have a couple submissions for the Egg Foo What life advice. Send them in to eggfoowhat@yahoo.com, and we'll help you through your life's problems. But till then, have a good week, everybody.
Who's going to help us through our life problems?
Beyond us. Nobody's qualified for that.
Okay. All right.
Whoever made Barbie, maybe, I don't know.
All right. Take care, everybody.